Dear listeners, we at Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund welcome you to the first podcast of our quarterly series. Today, we have our Managing Director and CEO, Mr. A.Balasubramanian with us. Welcome, Mr. Balasubramanian.
Thank you.
Bala, as we begin a new financial year, what are your expectations for the coming year?
See, every year as the year comes to an end, the new year begins. Of course, you all start with the high expectations, how the new year will shape up, starting from budget and planning, and put the expectation for the next financial year, and also ensure that whatever the business has to be driven from the point of view of serving more customer base remains the key starting point. Having said that, and also having seen last 1 year of reasonably good market, as you all know, the pandemic just getting over, we are going to the new economy. There has been a wider expectation that economy will be back to normal, tourism will start picking up. At the same time, economic growth will also come back, supported by the huge amount of spending, both by the government and corporates in the form of capex announcement. At the same time, while the expectations are set very nicely, and while we are moving in that direction, clearly the Russian and Ukraine war have created uncertainty in the global market, which I can call it a geopolitical risk. And that has created some uncertainty both to the world global market, economy, as well as the commodity prices in general. This has got its own impact, one in the form of inflation rising. And as inflation rises, it leads to a currency volatility. As the currency volatility sets in, the monetary policy also start preparing themselves for hiking interest rates. I think we are at a stage, the year 22-23, starting from April till next year, we will probably see this kind of challenges coming in hitting the economy. But having said that, as always begin the new financial year, I expect the recent geopolitical risk come to a rest very soon, and high prices that we are seeing should also get corrected quite smartly and sharply, and therefore aiding the way for economic growth to come back. And India seems to be well poised in this direction compared to the global economy, given the fact Russia, China, and other emerging markets are not doing as good as India. Therefore, India should be the large beneficiary as dust settles down the next few months.
It's great to know that India is likely to be a large beneficiary despite the headwinds. Bala, as an industry veteran, what advice would you want to give to the investors? How should they remain focused during this global uncertainty?
See, from investors' point of view, it remains as simple as ever. In the sense, investments that is being considered and made by investors across the country, he is keeping in mind the longer term interest and longer term expectation that they have coming from each of these investments, which essentially means market volatility should be seen as an opportunity. Market uncertainty should be seen as an opportunity, given the fact that investments are being made for the long term. Therefore, investors should keep a very high focus on building their portfolio, either through SIPs or through lump sum or through asset allocation between equity and fixed income and other asset classes. And with that belief that I'm making the investment not for 1 year, not for 2 years, I'm making this investment for 10 years and beyond. I think with that basic confidence and understanding, if one makes investment, clearly the outcome would be positive, despite all the challenges and issues that we are currently seeing, affecting the economy, affecting the sentiment, and so on and so forth.
Thank you, Bala, for giving your valuable time and sharing your insights with the investors. Thank you all for joining in. Stay tuned.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार के जोखिमों के अधीन है। स्कीम संबंधी सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।